Hey there, wonderful folks! Have you ever grabbed a handful of nuts as a quick snack, thinking you're doing your body a favor, only to wonder if you're actually making the right choice? If you're over 60, like me, you've probably heard that nuts are a healthy go-to, packed with protein, healthy fats, and all sorts of nutrients. But here's the thing, not all nuts are created equal, especially when it comes to what our bodies need as we age. Some nuts can actually work against us, causing digestive issues, spiking inflammation, or even messing with our heart health. On the flip side, there are nuts that can be absolute superstars for staying vibrant, keeping our energy up, and even helping us live longer. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 4 worst nuts for seniors to avoid and the 4 best ones to embrace for a long, healthy life. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which nuts to skip and which ones to stock up on to feel your best. Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about why nuts matter so much for us seniors. As we get older, our bodies don't process food the same way they did when we were younger. Our digestion slows down, our metabolism shifts, and we're more likely to deal with things like inflammation, heart concerns, or even blood sugar swings. Nuts can either help or hurt in these areas depending on which ones you choose. The wrong nuts might be hard to digest, high in unhealthy fats, or loaded with stuff that doesn't do us any favors. The right ones, though, they can lower cholesterol, boost brain health, and keep us feeling full and energized without weighing us down. So choosing wisely is like giving your body a little gift every day. Now, let's get to the nuts we should be cautious about. First on our list is cashews. Cashews are a popular nut, loved for their creamy texture and mild flavor. However, for seniors, there are a few reasons why they might not be the best choice. First, cashews are high in oxalates. Oxalates are compounds found in many foods that can bind to calcium and form kidney stones. As we age, our kidneys may not function as efficiently, making us more susceptible to kidney stones. If you've had kidney stones before or have a family history of them, it's wise to limit high oxalate foods like cashews. Second, cashews have a higher carbohydrate content compared to other nuts. For instance, 1 ounce of cashews contains about 19 grams of carbs, while almonds have only 6 grams. This higher carb load can cause blood sugar spikes, which is particularly concerning for those with diabetes or insulin resistance, conditions that become more common as we age. Lastly, cashews are calorie dense with 160 calories per ounce. It's easy to eat more than you intend, especially since they're so tasty, leading to potential weight gain. So while cashews can be part of a healthy diet, seniors should consume them in moderation and be mindful of their overall diet to balance out these factors. Next up are macadamia nuts. These are often considered a delicacy due to their rich, buttery flavor. However, they come with a nutritional profile that might not be ideal for seniors. Macadamia nuts are the highest in calories among all nuts, with 1 ounce providing 204 calories. They're also very high in fat, with 21 grams per ounce, though most of it is monounsaturated fat, which is heart healthy. The issue is that their calorie density makes it easy to consume a lot without realizing it, especially since they're small and you might eat a handful or 2. For seniors who may have a decreased caloric need due to lower activity levels, eating too many macadamia nuts can lead to weight gain. Additionally, while they do offer some nutrients like manganese and thiamine, other nuts provide a broader range of vitamins and minerals. So if you're looking for a nut that's nutrient-dense without being overly caloric, there are better options out there. Then, there are flavored or candied nuts. These are the ones that are often coated in sugar, honey, or other sweeteners, and sometimes salted or spiced. While they taste great, they're not doing your health any favors, especially as you age. First, the added sugars can be a problem. Excessive sugar intake is linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease, all conditions that seniors need to be cautious about. For example, a small handful of honey-roasted peanuts can contain as much as 10 grams of sugar, which is about 2.5 teaspoons. That's a significant amount, especially if you're trying to limit your sugar intake. Second, many flavored nuts are high in sodium. Salted nuts can have upwards of 200 milligrams of sodium per ounce, which can contribute to high blood pressure. For seniors who are already at higher risk for hypertension, this is something to watch out for. Lastly, the way these nuts are processed often involves cooking them in oils that may not be the healthiest, like palm oil or partially hydrogenated oils, which can contain trans fats. Trans fats are known to raise bad cholesterol levels and increase the risk of heart disease. So, while flavored nuts might be tempting, it's better to opt for plain, unsalted varieties to get the health benefits without the added junk. Last on our list of nuts to avoid is salted peanuts. Peanuts are actually legumes, not true nuts, but they're often included in nut discussions because of their similar nutritional profile. The main issue with salted peanuts is their high sodium content. Many commercial brands add a lot of salt to peanuts to enhance flavor, but this can be detrimental for seniors. High sodium intake is linked to increased blood pressure, which in turn can lead to heart disease and stroke, two of the leading causes of death in older adults. For reference, 1 ounce of salted peanuts can contain around 150 milligrams of sodium, and it's easy to eat more than that in one sitting. Additionally, peanuts can sometimes be contaminated with aflatoxins, which are toxins produced by certain molds. While the risk is generally low, especially with peanuts from reputable sources, it's still something to be aware of, as aflatoxins can be harmful to the liver. If you do enjoy peanuts, choose unsalted varieties and make sure they're stored properly to minimize the risk of mold. Also, consider other nut options that offer similar nutritional benefits without the potential downsides. Now that we've covered the 4 worst nuts for seniors, cashews, macadamia nuts, flavored or candied nuts, and salted peanuts, let's move on to the ones that can really make a difference in your health and vitality. So, we've talked about the nuts that might not be doing you any favors, but now let's shift gears to the good stuff, the nuts that can truly support your health and help you thrive as a senior. These are the ones that are like little powerhouses, packed with nutrients that boost your heart, keep your brain sharp, and help you feel your best. The best part? They're easy to incorporate into your daily routine, whether you're sprinkling them on a salad, blending them into a smoothie, or just grabbing a handful as a quick snack. Let's dive into the first of the 4 best nuts for seniors, and I promise these are going to make you excited about your next grocery trip. First up on our list of the best nuts is almonds. These little gems are like the all-stars of the nut world, especially for those of us over 60. Almonds are loaded with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil, which can help lower bad cholesterol levels and reduce the risk of heart disease. Heart health is a big deal as we age, and almonds are like a daily dose of love for your ticker. They're also packed with vitamin E, an antioxidant that protects your cells from damage and keeps your skin and brain healthy. Just 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, gives you nearly half your daily vitamin E needs. Plus, almonds are high in fiber, which is fantastic for digestion. I know a lot of us deal with slower digestion as we get older, and that extra fiber can help keep things moving smoothly. My friend Susan started adding a small handful of almonds to her morning oatmeal, and she swears it's helped her feel less bloated and more energized throughout the day. The trick with almonds is to stick to raw or dry roasted unsalted ones. You can toss them into yogurt, mix them with fruit, or even grind them into almond butter for a creamy spread. Just keep your portions to about a handful a day to avoid overdoing the calories. Next, let's talk about walnuts. If almonds are the all-stars, walnuts are the brain boosters. These nuts have a unique edge because they're one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which are incredible for your brain and heart. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation, which is a big factor in things like arthritis or even memory decline. Studies have shown that eating walnuts regularly can improve cognitive function, which is music to our ears when we're thinking about staying sharp. Walnuts also have antioxidants that fight off free radicals, those pesky molecules that can speed up aging. I remember my cousin Ed, who's in his late 60s, telling me how he started eating a few walnuts every day after his doctor suggested it for his cholesterol. A few months later, his numbers were better, and he felt more focused during his bridge games. 1 ounce of walnuts, about 14 halves, also gives you a good dose of protein and fiber, which keeps you full and supports steady energy. Try adding them to a salad with some spinach and berries for a brain-boosting meal, or keep a small bag of raw walnuts in your kitchen for an easy snack. Just like with almonds, go for unsalted and unprocessed to get the most benefits. Now, let's move on to pistachios, which are like the fun, colorful cousins in the nut family. Pistachios are fantastic for seniors because they're lower in calories than many other nuts, about 160 calories per ounce, which is roughly 49 nuts, so you get more bang for your buck. They're also rich in potassium and vitamin B6, which are great for keeping your blood pressure in check and boosting your immune system. Potassium is especially important as we age because it helps balance out sodium in our diets, which can lower the risk of hypertension. Plus, pistachios have a unique benefit. They're fun to eat. That shelling process slows you down, which makes it harder to overeat. I have a friend, Maria, who keeps a bowl of in-shell pistachios on her kitchen counter. She says the act of cracking them open not only keeps her portions in check, but also gives her hands something to do while she's watching her favorite shows. Pistachios are also packed with antioxidants that support eye health, which is a big deal for those of us noticing changes in our vision. You can sprinkle them on roasted veggies, or just enjoy them straight from the shell. Again, choose unsalted ones to keep your sodium intake low. Before we wrap up this part, let me just say that these nuts, almonds, walnuts, and pistachios, are like little gifts you can give your body every day. They're not just tasty, they're packed with nutrients that support the things we care about most: our hearts, our brains, and our overall energy. And the best part is how easy they are to fit into your life. Whether you're adding them to meals or grabbing a quick handful, they're a simple way to invest in your health. But we're not done yet. There's one more nut that's an absolute must for seniors, and it's got some surprising benefits that you're going to love hearing about. All right, we're in the home stretch now, and I'm so excited to share the final nut that's a superstar for seniors. Plus, wrap things up with some practical tips to make these healthy choices work for you. If you've been following along, you know we've covered some fantastic nuts that can boost your heart, brain, and overall energy. These aren't just snacks, they're like little investments in feeling vibrant and strong every single day. So let's jump into the last of our 4 best nuts for seniors and then tie it all together so you can start making these choices with confidence. The final nut on our list of the best is hazelnuts. Now, hazelnuts might not be the first ones you reach for, but trust me, they're a hidden gem for those of us over 60. These nuts are packed with nutrients that make them a perfect fit for senior health. For starters, hazelnuts are rich in heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, just like almonds, which can help lower bad cholesterol and keep your heart ticking strong. They're also loaded with vitamin E, which is a powerhouse for protecting your brain and skin from oxidative stress, those aging culprits we all want to keep at bay. 1 ounce of hazelnuts, which is about 21 nuts, gives you a solid dose of manganese, a mineral that supports bone health. That's huge for us since keeping our bones strong helps us stay active and independent. I have a friend, Linda, who started adding chopped hazelnuts to her morning yogurt after her doctor mentioned her bone density was a concern. She loves the nutty flavor, and she says it's made her breakfast feel like a treat while giving her peace of mind about her health. Hazelnuts are also great for digestion thanks to their fiber content, which helps prevent constipation, a common issue as we age. You can sprinkle them on salads, blend them into smoothies, or even enjoy them raw as a quick snack. Just make sure to go for unsalted, raw, or dry roasted hazelnuts to keep things healthy. Now, let's bring it all together. We've talked about the nuts to avoid: cashews, macadamia nuts, flavored or candied nuts, and salted peanuts, because they can bring challenges like kidney stones, weight gain, or high blood pressure. On the flip side, we've explored the 4 best nuts for seniors: almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and now hazelnuts. These are your go-to choices because they're packed with nutrients that support the things that matter most to us: our hearts, our brains, our digestion, and our energy. Almonds give you heart-healthy fats, fiber, and vitamin E to keep your ticker and digestion in check, Walnuts are your brain's best friend with omega-3s and antioxidants that help with memory and focus. Pistachios offer potassium and a fun portion-controlled snack that supports blood pressure and eye health. And hazelnuts round it out with bone-boosting manganese and more heart-healthy goodness. Together, these nuts are like a dream team for living a long, vibrant life. But here's the key. It's not just about knowing which nuts to eat. It's about making them part of your life in a way that feels easy and enjoyable. One of the best ways to do this is to keep portions in check. A handful, about 1 ounce, is usually the perfect amount to get the benefits without overdoing the calories. Try keeping small containers of these nuts in your kitchen or bag for a quick grab-and-go snack. You can also get creative with how you use them. Toss almonds or hazelnuts into your morning cereal. Add walnuts to a chicken salad for lunch, or sprinkle pistachios on roasted veggies for dinner. If you're someone who loves baking, try using ground almonds or hazelnuts in place of some flour for a nutrient boost in your muffins or pancakes. And if you're worried about dental issues, which some of us deal with, you can chop the nuts finely or even use nut butters. Just make sure they're unsweetened and unsalted. Another tip is to always check the labels when you're buying nuts. It's so easy to pick up a bag thinking it's healthy, only to find it's loaded with salt, sugar, or unhealthy oils. Look for raw or dry roasted nuts with no added ingredients. If you're on a budget, don't worry. Buying in bulk or choosing store brands can save you money without sacrificing quality. And if you're managing specific health conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, talk to your doctor or a nutritionist to make sure these nuts fit into your plan. For example, my neighbor Bob, who's got type 2 diabetes, worked with his dietitian to figure out that a small handful of almonds or pistachios is a great snack to keep his blood sugar steady. I want to leave you with this. Small changes, like swapping out the wrong nuts for the right ones, can make a big difference in how you feel every day. You don't have to overhaul your whole diet. Just start with 1 handful of almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or hazelnuts a day. It's like planting a seed for better health that grows over time. You deserve to feel strong, sharp, and full of life, and these nuts are a simple, delicious way to get there. I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite nut you snack on, or maybe a recipe you love using them in? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and it's so fun to hear your stories. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more tips to live your best life after 60. Here's to thriving, staying healthy, and enjoying every moment. See you in the next video.